This version of Romeo and Juliet is slightly different in terms of the stereotypical characters I guess they play. So Juliet's actually a very strong character in our version.
Yeah, like Seren said, this has been a really different version of the story, I think. Hopefully audiences, there'll be bits in it that they recognise as themes of the show, but as a whole it's a different version of the classic tragedy. I think for me, a bit of a gripe that I've always had with Romeo and Juliet is that I feel it escalates so fast that the ending, I'm just like, I don't understand how we're in this place where we've got these two dead bodies. So I think for us, trying to create these characters and make this storyline work, where you've got this really believable ending of this is the only way out that these two young people can go. That's the thing that I really, really wanted to try and get with this.
I think it helps a lot with the setting. We've based it in a society, I mean, it's almost prison-like institute where it's not a nice place to be as well. So it almost emphasises the fact that there's no other option. Like it'd be easier dying than to, one, live in this society and two, live without each other, because there's a big build-up from the beginning of the show, especially for Juliet. Her time throughout the institute is quite traumatic, with her relationship with Tybalt, which again is very different to the traditional story. So that whole build-up, I think, is really effective in showing the outcome at the very end.
Yeah, I think Matt's been really fantastic with guiding it and using the Prokofiev score in a different way. To create his version of the story that then we've managed to feed into and build these characters with him, and then with Paris and Didi, who play Romeo and Juliet in the other cast, to make this story really, really work for a new generation and make it believable. I think if you haven't done that, then you've kind of missed the point of it. Yeah. So hopefully we have.
This is my first principal role with the company, so it's been nice to work with Didi, who's done a lot. As she has so much experience over the years to just bounce off, and she comes out with all these amazing ideas, and it's so nice to be able to learn off that and then also bring what I can to that role as well. It's just been nice to just see what these roles become, because they're still changing now.
Yeah, it's still very, very early days for us in terms of the show, and you've got these big points that have to happen musically and choreographically, but there's a lot of stuff within that that's still up for play, really, and is going to change a lot as we go along, but we just got to keep communicating between the two casts. Yeah. So I joined the company about 6 years ago, and I was very lucky. In my first job I got to cover The Prince in Swan Lake, which was fantastic, and kind of since then was very fortunate to have quite a lot of opportunities. This has been the first role that I've really felt that I've had a big hand in creating. I was involved in Red Shoes when that was around in 2016, but I was creating a role with two other guys who had a lot of experience, and they definitely took the lead on that. So it's been really nice this time to have that space and confidence to kind of go with that.
Yeah, so I joined the company in 2016 on the Red Shoes, and I played Pamela and Beryl, who are part of the ensemble. And then, again, it was nice to be a part of a new show and create those roles themselves. And then I did Cinderella as Flora and Mabel. Yeah, so this is, playing Juliet is my first principal role with the company.
I mean, New Adventures is a great company in terms of ethos and just work environment. Ever since I've been here, it's always been this really positive, friendly, lovely place to be. And so I think we were all very aware of that coming into this project, with all these 6 young people in every venue, that needs to actually increase just a little bit more, so that you kind of really, really try with these guys. But they're so lovely and they're really talented, and it's been great having a new generation of people come in, and you see how they move, and you see they're really hungry for stuff, and it kind of spurs you on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just constantly being inspired by new people coming in and out of the show, just to see what new things people can bring to the roles, because we as part of the company can learn off them, and they constantly bring fresh new ideas that we wouldn't have necessarily thought of before.
They also have to be very quick. They've got to learn the show essentially in a week, which is, I mean, we get a lot longer than that. So they've got a really hard job, but they're very well supported, and they're so keen that it's brilliant. I think you can expect the usual Matthew Bourne twist on things. It's not the traditional story as people know, but I think they need to go away having felt something. The score is really moving. Hopefully what we're doing on stage is really moving. I think you have to really believe in these characters and the relationship, that it's the genuine real deal. And if we've done that, I think we've done well.
It's a whole roller coaster of emotions that goes through the show. It's traumatic and heartbreaking, but also heartwarming.
And joyous as well at times. It's not all doom and gloom, but it's obviously, you know, this is a really heartbreaking story and people know that going in, so we kind of have to deliver that aspect of it.